No matter where you roam in this wonderful country, you are guaranteed to see some truly amazing natural wonders. From our pristine rainforests to our outback deserts, Australia is home to our diverse blend of wilderness and wildlife, which rivals any country on earth.
Over the next hour, our cameras will take you on a sightseeing trip few tour guides could match, to highlight some of the top spots within our shores. Some you may heard of, and some you haven't. So get ready as we take you to all points of Australia.
If you stood in the middle of Australia and spun the needle of a compass, no matter where that needle fell, you could be guaranteed of a great adventure. Folks, welcome to Uluru. You want to see some more? Yeah, no worries.
Since humans first inhabited this massive continent, Uluru has been a meeting place for the cultures of the world. It was the ancestors of the Anangu, the traditional owners of these lands, that first travelled thousands of kilometres to hold special ceremonies at the rock. For the Anangu, Uluru is more than a landmark. It represents their history, culture and religion. Today, tourists from the four corners of the globe congregate at this awesomely spiritual place. They come to pay homage to the monolith many say symbolises the heart of Australia. Nearby is the equally impressive Catachuta Range, once known as the Olgas. Catachuta translates as the place of many heads. In total, 36 rock formations poke their stony necks out of the red soil. Together, these two landmarks form the Uluru Catachuta National Park, which was declared a World Heritage Listed Area in 1994. It was recognised as a cultural landscape due to its powerful religious, artistic and cultural association with the natural environment. Created over 300 million years ago, Uluru and Catachuta are true geological wonders. Their formation began before the Great Ice Age, when Australia was yet to break free from ancient Gondwanaland.
Uluru over here, and you can see Catachuta out that way.
Yep.
They've been formed a long time ago. The processes have been over about 900 million years. And how they first formed was, it was just layers of sediment, or even a bit like this sand here.
Yeah.
It was just laid down flat.
Right.
And then, quite simply, over millions of years, it was just compressed into rock. And then what happened was, due to earth movements in the Earth's crust, that rock was pushed up into a mountain range.
How come the look of Catachuta is different from Uluru? It's sort of more pebbly-like, isn't it?
Yeah, well, out at Catachuta, that's a rock called a conglomerate. And if you go out there when you're in the park, you'll see big rocks like that, you'll see small rocks like that, and it's all been cemented, and some people even say it's like a fruit cake.
Of course, it's not only the immense size, but also its distinctive burnt red colour that sets Uluru apart from other great monoliths of the world. When the sun hovers just above the horizon, Uluru appears to change hues. Its redness dramatically heightened at dusk and dawn. It's an effect caused by the Earth's atmosphere when light reaching the rock comes primarily from the red end of the colour spectrum.
If you actually took away the top surface of the rock, they wouldn't actually be red. Underneath the red that we see is actually a grey colour. So the true colour of rock is a sort of a grey colour. But the red is actually formed by a process called oxidisation. Due to the moisture in the air and oxygen reacting with minerals in the rock, it actually turns it into a reddish colour.
Over millions of years, the elements have etched the face of Uluru. The rain that seldom comes to these parts has carved deep trenches and waterholes. The liquid trapped in the waterholes seeps through the sandstone, running into underground streams. Every few years, the Northern Territory skies open, dumping a year's worth of rain in a few brief weeks. This last occurred in February 1999, turning the red centre into a bouquet of vivid colour. Ranger Greg Tozer was one of the lucky few that witnessed it all.
So Greg, what does all this rain mean to Uluru?
Well, with the rainfall events, as we call them, you get what you can call a pulse of rain, and with that a corresponding pulse in the food chain. So plants and animals and the whole food chain generally tends to respond quite quickly to these rainfall events. You might get an eruption of termite, and that could be followed by centipedes responding because they've got food to eat, and that goes up through reptiles and small mammals. So yeah, the response can be quite significant and rapid. In the longer term, some of that water triggers off the pulse in the food chain, but other water flows down these paleo drainage channels, which are underground rivers and creeks, and that can replenish the groundwater, and that water can flow over a great distance and eventually come to the surface in places such as Lake Amadeus, where it evaporates, leaving all the salt that it's absorbed behind.
Come rain or shine, this place is a perennial beauty, a natural monument for the ages. Coming up, two very special island habitats.
One brand new episodes of all the great shows you love. Returning to Channel 10 in 2005. All new.
The OC.
All new.
The Simpsons.
You guys got a good buffet up here?
All new.
Everybody loves Raymond.
You want to move away?
All new.
Charmed. We've got some work to do.
Really? And all new.
Grove Live.
All the great shows you love.
Oh my God! Brand new episodes.
Okay, let's do it.
In 2005, there's only one place to be. Channel 10.
Yeah, that was one big tease.
Want long-lasting control of heartburn and indigestion? Unlike antacids, which only provide short-term relief, Zantac Extra Strength can control excess stomach acid for up to 24 hours with one tablet. Zantac Extra Strength. Long-lasting relief.
Proud's the Jeweller's 5 days only jewellery bash on now. 50% off gold chains and bracelets, 50% off silver chains and bracelets, up to 50% off jewellery, up to 50% off everything. Hurry, Proud's jewellery bash on now.
You know, Christmas just isn't Christmas until you add a little bit of magic. Here's how you can enjoy a magical Christmas too. Call 1-800-22-22-20 for the latest Crisco catalogue. Over 130 hampers. Everything to make your day special. And of course, Crisco's small weekly payments that make Christmas easy. Call for your free 2005 Crisco catalogue now on 1800 22 22 20. And save for a magical Christmas with Crisco.
At Blue Haven Pools, we like to splash out in summer.
So, we've got a big announcement.
Now, Dad?
Not yet.
Yes, Bluey, buy a quality concrete pool now from Blue Haven and have 6 square metres of landscaping, 10 metres of safety fencing, a water saver solar cover, auto pool cleaner and 6 months home maintenance plus...
Now, Dad?
Not yet.
Our fixed price contract, plus up to $10,000 interest free on our easy pay no interest ever offer.
Now, Dad?
Soon, son.
All for only $18,990. Yes, $18,990 all up. Plus...
Now, Dad?
Nearly.
With our huge range of spas, you get our no interest ever offer and 6 months maintenance. Now that's big.
In fact, this offer is so big, we've called it Now, Son.
Okay, Dad.
Our big splash offer.
Call Blue Haven Pools and Spas today about our big splash offer.
Did I do all right, Dad?
Son, that was big.
The coral cays of the Great Barrier Reef would be at the top of the list for most tourists to Australia, and for a good reason. But there are many other islands sprinkled around our coastline which are just as special, each one with its own diverse environment and wildlife.
Sitting off the coast of South Australia lies Kangaroo Island. It's Australia's 3rd largest island, and as the name suggests, was named after the kangaroos English explorer Matthew Flinders encountered in 1802. These macropods are the only kangaroo species found on the island, a subspecies of the western grey kangaroo. But chances are, if Flinders had approached the island from the south, he just may have named this place Seal Island. These are New Zealand fur seals. Despite their name, they are native to both New Zealand and Australia. Only 35,000 seals are found in our chilly southern waters, stretching from Western Australia to Tasmania. The majority of that population, more than 20,000, are found on Kangaroo Island, and their numbers are growing. National parks and wilderness protection areas have been established to protect the seal breeding grounds. For example, the beaches of Cape de Koodi lie within the Flinders Chase National Park. Boardwalks and viewing platforms have been built to keep tourists off the beach, but in perfect proximity to view the rugged shoreline and exquisite wildlife. This area, known as Admiral's Arch, is a haul-out area. Here, the seals drag themselves out of the surf after a long night's fishing to lazily lounge throughout the day. The colony is primarily inhabited with nursing mothers and pups. Early in the breeding season, bull seals establish a territory with several females. Once the pups are born, the bulls go walkabout, leaving the females to raise the playful youngsters on their own. Of course, Kangaroo Island is a sanctuary to more than seals. With more than half of the island's vegetation intact, and much of that protected by national and conservation parks, there is an abundance of wildlife here that is now rare or extinct on the mainland. One such animal is the glossy black cockatoo, an endangered species. Kangaroo Island is home to South Australia's only population, about 250 birds. Here they find a rare combination of tree species. Sugar gums, utilised for nesting hollows, and casuarinas, which supply this attractive bird's only food source. Black cockatoos are notoriously fussy eaters. Out of an entire grove of trees, they may only choose one casuarina to dine from. It's one of the mysteries of this rare bird, which attracts bird watchers from all over the world to this location. Sometimes areas are so special they are given World Heritage status. Fraser Island is one such place. Fraser is the world's largest sand island, stretching 124 kilometres along Queensland's southern coast. It covers an area of 163,000 hectares and formed over 800,000 years ago. Scientists believe this massive sand first eroded off the tablelands of northern New South Wales, then was carried here, grain by grain, by strong ocean currents. Although Fraser is best known for its sand dunes and long beaches, it's the island's incredibly diverse habitats that make it utterly unique. There are pristine freshwater lakes, coastal mangrove swamps that serve as nature's fish hatcheries, lowland heathlands that come alive with wildflower blooms in early spring, and dense rainforests, this one aptly named the Valley of the Giants. It's hard to believe these trees, which stretch over 100 metres above the ground, are anchored in sand. They obtain nutrients from layers of decaying rainforest vegetation, much of it their own. Towering Saturnae and brushbox are among these giants, some over 1,000 years old. This vigorous vegetation is kept alive by the island's steady supply of fresh water. From these forests run the many creeks and streams that supply the island's 40 freshwater lakes. There are 3 types of lakes on Fraser. The most interesting are the perched lakes and barrage lakes. Perched lakes, like Lake Mackenzie, are formed high in sand dune depressions. Lake Wabi is a pristine example of a barrage lake. Barrage lakes are formed when springs are blocked by the damming action of a sand blow. These moving mountains of sand are blown into the island's interior by coastal winds. They are the tropical version of glaciers, slowly engulfing anything in their path. Yet it's this same sand that attracts so many to Fraser. An almost perfectly straight beach forms the island's eastern coastline. This is the most recreational part of the island, where ocean anglers, four-wheel drives, and games of beach cricket dot the landscape. The northwestern side of the island forms the border of the Hervey Bay Marine Park, a haven for humpback whales. After the break, the beauty of our ancient mountain ranges.
What's your luckiest dish?
I have a chocolate cake, which is known as the seduction cake amongst my friends. It's very powerful. In the wrong hands, it could do evil. They'll have to be very nice to me to get that recipe, I think.
Change your taste with Aussie Queer Eye, premiering February.
Lucy, I'm home.
Classic one-liners and groundbreaking slapstick comedy.
It's so tasty, too.
True love and marital bliss.
I love you.
Lucy, what do you want?
They're all part of the wild and wacky life of Ricky and Lucy Ricardo. Featuring the First Lady of Comedy, Time Life presents the original classic comedy series, I Love Lucy. Available for the first time on DVD and video.
Oh, you don't say, Marge. Is that so?
Watch as Lucy cooks up endless harebrained schemes to get onto Ricky's show.
Ricky, can I be in the show?
No.
The laughs never stop as her plans inevitably end in disaster.
I'm nothing but a big, bloated bunch of blubber.
And send their lives spinning into chaos. Start your I Love Lucy collection now by calling 1300-360-399 to order your first DVD or video featuring the previously unseen pilot plus 3 more hilarious episodes. Pay by credit card and you'll also receive another 4 classic episodes free.
My body lies over the sea.
But that's not all. Call within the next 10 minutes and we'll cut $10 off the price. Pay by credit card and you'll also receive a bonus DVD or video absolutely free. That's 2 DVDs or videos for only $19.95.
Morbid curiosity makes me want to see more.
Then preview other classic titles in the I Love Lucy collection. There's no minimum to buy, cancel anytime. Experience the moments that made it one of the most popular TV shows of all time. Call 1300-360-399 within the next 10 minutes to start your I Love Lucy collection for only $19.95. Pay by credit card and receive a bonus DVD or video free. That's almost $60 value for only $19.95. Call 1300-360-399 now.
Introducing Venus Divine, the only razor with new comfort-coated blades, surrounded by intensive moisture strips enriched with botanical oils, giving you the closest shave for divinely smooth skin. New Venus Divine.
Go-Lo's biggest ever end-of-year clearance.
There's 50% off Christmas and Christmas lollies.
3 pool balls for only $6.
Twin pack of pillows, just $7.99.
Plus reduced prices on hundreds of items. Only at Go-Lo.
Australia is an ancient land. Many of our great mountain ranges have slowly been eroded. Our once great rivers now meander, and our shoreline has been battered by the weather. But this ageing process has created spectacular beauty. Located just 65 kilometres west of Australia's largest city is the Blue Mountains National Park, Australia's latest addition to the World Heritage List.
Yeah, this is an amazing place, isn't it? Very special.
Safe to say this listing has made rangers like Wayne Brennan pretty excited.
Let's go up here and have a look. Alrighty. Get up the top of the world, roof of the wall there, mate.
Look over the edge.
Look at that.
That's a pretty big wrap, heritage listing.
It is, and it's really exciting because it brings the international focus onto the park system up here. So we actually have to manage it in the ways we've been managing it, and it brings an international focus to us, and it's quite exciting for us too.
Yeah, well, because you're in with some elite company there.
Well, we certainly are. Uluru, of course, and the Great Barrier Reef, and even the Grand Canyon. As a matter of fact, we have a Grand Canyon here too. It's not quite as big, but it's just as special.
The Blue Mountains are, in fact, not mountains at all. They are the leftover ridges of a monumental sandstone plateau. Over the past 30 to 60 million years, erosion from wind, rain, and rivers have sculpted this landscape, carving out deep gorges, plunging waterfalls, and spectacular valleys. The same terrain that attracts so many visitors to the park also makes many of its areas inaccessible. And considering this wilderness supports 1/10 of Australia's vascular flora, or sap-producing plants, well, let's just say it has many wondering what undiscovered plant species are out there.
What we've got here is species diversity and habitat diversity, both in the flora and fauna. If we went for a walk over those ridges for a couple of kilometres, we'd come through so many different types of environments, and that's the key to the Blue Mountains. We've got broad-headed snakes up on top of the ridges, on the sandstone ridges. We've also got a diversity in plants too. Eucalypt species, for example, we've got 91 different species of eucalypt in the Blue Mountains, which makes that really, really important on a global sense. We've also got rare plants that grow nowhere else in the world, such as the dwarf mountain pine, Microstrobus fitzgeraldi, and that's only found around the Wentworth Falls, Katoomba area, and it grows in the sprays of waterfalls.
So take away the waterfalls, that tree's gone.
The plant's gone.
Yeah.
So this is why it's so important to protect these areas, and it's so important to get an understanding that it's the big picture. All these things are interconnected. For example, where we're looking now, we're looking at beautiful wet area. Now they're like huge sponges which gradually release the water into the creeks and waterfalls. That's why they never dry up.
Of course, every visitor to the park has the same question. What makes these blue mountains blue? The answer again lies in the vegetation. More than 10% of Australia's eucalypt species are found here. They constantly disperse fine droplets of oil into the atmosphere, causing the blue light rays of the sun to be scattered, creating a blue haze. Further southwest lies another series of rugged sandstone ranges that form the westernmost heights of the Great Dividing Range. Rising out of the landscape, just over 250 kilometres from Melbourne, are the Grampian Mountains. "400 million years ago, the Grampians formed a great island of mountains in the Southern Ocean before the oceans receded. So, not only has wind and rain had a hand to play in creating this landscape, but also prehistoric pounding oceans. There are many accessible and picturesque waterfalls found here, but Mackenzie Falls would be the most popular. Not only is it the largest falls in the park, but for the patient and lucky, it's a great place to spot platypus. But the greatest of Grampians drawcard only come out in the spring. As the cold winter snows recede, these peaks and valleys come alive with flowers. About 1,000 plants bloom here each spring, 200 to 300 of them wildflowers. Many are found nowhere else on Earth, like the Grampians fringe myrtle, the Grampians parrot pea, and these delicate beauties, known as eyebrights. It's amazing that such dainty flowers can survive the harsh alpine winters. But in fact, the flowers rely on the frost and snow to crack open their seeds and start the annual germination process. Next, the natural attractions along our most famous stretch of highway.
Frank Coletta with the latest from the 10 newsroom. 6 Australians confirmed dead in Asia's tsunami disaster and grave concerns for another 11. More dramatic pictures are emerging of the moment the deadly waves hit.
Oh my God, look, it's just coming in now, right over the swimming pool.
Aid supplies are finally arriving in affected areas and emotional reunions at airports around the country as survivors return. We'll have more news in an hour.
Okay, girls, can you handle the truth?
He's just not that into you.
We reveal what us guys really think.
This could save you 20 years of therapy.
And Oprah must see he's just not that into you. Thursday.
Fuel surcharges force up transport costs. My planned nationwide rug roadshow grounded.
Liquidate it all at Fox Studios. Liquidate 72,000 rugs. Everything up to a whopping 85% off. Here's the proof. Not 1,000, $100. Sofa size 190? No way, 40. Stunning classic masterpieces, $14.29. Make it $2.99. Pre-cut runners not 28 a metre, 28 the whole lot. Today and tomorrow, Fox Studios. Free parking.
Proud's the Jeweller's 5 days only jewellery bash on now. 50% off gold chains and bracelets, 50% off silver chains and bracelets, up to 50% off jewellery, up to 50% off everything. Hurry, Proud's jewellery bash on now.
Wish you could fit more into summer? Try Pantene Pro V. It feels like a 30-minute salon treatment in just 3 minutes. At least you'll have time to shine all summer with Pantene Pro V.
Take a walk through Featherdale Wildlife Park these holidays. Visit the award-winning Featherdale Wildlife Park at Blacktown these holidays. Log on to featherdale.com.au for a great discount.
South of the Grampians, along the Victorian seaboard, winds the most famous stretch of highway in Australia, the Great Ocean Road. Here, some of the most famous Australian rock formations are found, the 12 Apostles. These geological wonders are located within the Port Campbell National Park, a landscape completely shaped by the immense power of the sea.
With the intense wind like we're experiencing today and the constant waves coming up onto shore, it's easy to see how a coastline like this was formed. Millions of years ago, marine skeletons built up to create what's known as limestone. Limestone's a very soft rock, so with a wave hitting it every 7 seconds, you can see how rock formations were created, like these, known as the 12 Apostles.
The entire national park is situated on a limestone plain and has taken a constant battering by some of the most violent seas in the world. Sheer limestone cliffs and many other impressive formations are the result.
This formation was originally joined to the mainland by a thinner section of limestone rock, and the area is known as London Bridge. After years of wind and sea erosion, the thinner section actually fell into the water, leaving the formation that we have today. But over many years, this middle section will also fall, leaving 2 stacks similar to the 12 Apostles.
The last cave-in occurred in 1990. Blink of an eye in geological terms. It's estimated it will take another 1,000 years or so before this section of London Bridge comes falling down. During the 1800s, these waters were a major shipping route between Europe and Australia. But it didn't take long before the area was nicknamed Shipwreck Coast after the many vessels that met their fate in these icy waters. This area, Loch Ord Gorge, has been named after the area's most famous shipwreck. Its most famous feature is this deafening blowhole. The blowhole is connected to the ocean by a tunnel that runs 250 metres underground. When the seas are at their most fierce, air becomes compressed, creating a huge roar as it is forced out the mouth of the blowhole. With Australia's vast coastline, there's little wonder whale watching has become a huge tourism industry. There are many locations to see the giants of the deep, but one of the less publicised spots is Victoria's Logan Beach near Warrnambool. Logan Beach is often referred to as Victoria's Southern Right Whale Nursery. Every winter, females return to these waters to frolic in the surf with their newborns.
During the summer, the southern right whales feed in the subantarctic waters where they feed on krill and other small crustaceans like copepods, etc. Then in the winter months, they migrate north to the warmer waters where the females select areas like Logan's Beach here in Warrnambool to have their calves, while the remainder of the whales are either close inshore or just offshore where they're mating, where they're sub-adults, etc. They all prefer the warmer waters in the winter.
It's an attraction that has spawned an annual human migration as well.
I was fortunate enough to work on the Great Ocean Road down their lawn, and we used to watch them come in and rub up against the barnacles on the rocks. That was over 40 years ago. They're very popular and they're good to watch. It's like the sea, it changes all the time, the whales change all the time. They start playing and one thing or another, it's good to watch.
Next, we'll dive beneath the surface of two of Australia's lesser-known dive spots.
Don't move a muscle, because 7:30 Wednesday, you won't want to miss 1 second of The Simpsons. And if you do, you'll be laughed at by all your friends. The Simpsons at 7:30, then at 8.
Are you still coming over tonight too?
Whoever said work relationships are a bad idea?
You are amazing. Now, this may be casual for you, but the rest of us respect mine. All right, so get some pictures.
You just shoot me following The Simpsons Wednesday.
At Blue Haven Pools, we like to splash out in summer.
So, we've got a big announcement.
Now, Dad? Not yet. Yes, Bluey, buy a quality concrete pool now from Blue Haven and have 6 square metres of landscaping, 10 metres of safety fencing, a water saver solar cover, auto pool cleaner, and 6 months home maintenance, plus...
Now, Dad? Not yet.
Our fixed price contract, plus up to $10,000 interest-free on our easy pay, no interest ever offer.
Now, Dad? Soon, son.
All for only $18,990. Yes, $18,990 all up. Plus...
Now, Dad. Nearly.
With our huge range of spas, you get our no interest ever offer and 6 months maintenance. Now that's big.
In fact, this offer is so big, we've called it... Now, son. Okay, Dad. Our big splash offer.
Call Blue Haven Pools and Spas today about our big splash offer.
Did I do all right, Dad? Son, that was big.
Strathfield Sale-a-thon is on again. Save up to 70%. Nokia and Sony Ericsson mobile batteries from only $4. iPod accessories slashed. iSkins $39.95. 3-piece accessory packs $9.95. This is hot. Sony Ericsson T630 with built-in camera and Bluetooth, plus a bonus Xbox with DVD remote, all for $0 up front on the Strathfield 38 plan. Pay only $38 a month with $38 a monthly calls, text or MMS. Strathfield Sale-a-thon. Hurry, stocks won't last. Call 1311 77.
2005 will be Domain's biggest year yet, and to kick it off, grab astonishing interest-free deals till January 2009.
4 years interest-free on Domain's incredible store-wide ranges.
4 years interest-free on the digital cameras and computers you know you have to have.
4 years interest-free on entertainment packages, appliances, white goods, air conditioning and more.
4 years interest-free on lounge and dining suites, bedding, bed linen and homewares.
Interest-free deals till January 2009 at...
You know, Christmas just isn't Christmas until you add a little bit of magic. Here's how you can enjoy a magical Christmas too. Call 1-800-22-22-20 for the latest Crisco catalogue. Over 130 hampers. Everything to make your day special. And of course, Crisco's small weekly payments that make Christmas easy. Call for your free 2005 Crisco catalogue now on 1-800-22-22-20 and save for a magical Christmas with Crisco.
Divers from all around the world swarm to our shores to get amongst our amazing marine life. Most shoot straight to northern Queensland, where there are plenty of luxurious resorts. Yet there are still many relatively undiscovered diving destinations where you won't find tiered swimming pools or resort-style golf courses, but you will find a 5-star view beneath the blue.
Lady Elliot is a small coral cay, only about the size of a football stadium, which leaves just enough room for this. The only transport to the island is by plane, as many a shipping vessel has discovered. Coral reef surrounds the cay, only small flat-bottomed dive boats able to pass through. Once mined for fertiliser, Lady Elliot now attracts eco-tourists interested in sea life of both the winged and gilled variety. But the true beauty of this area can only be found by those prepared to cast their gaze below water. Divers come here for what's known in the game as the viz, or depth of underwater visibility. The average viz at Lady Elliot is a remarkable 20 metres, a distance that puts this entire coral reef ecosystem on display. These coral landscapes are the underwater equivalent of a botanic garden, with one exception: the corals are living animals. And here they abound. Branch coral, which spreads like large forests growing out of stump-like bases. Plate coral, in ever-extending masses that grow 10 to 15 centimetres each year in a constant search for sunlight. Fan coral, beautiful yet delicate, mysteriously appear with no apparent pattern attached to a host coral. And the slower growing varieties like brain coral, which expand a mere 10 millimetres per year. They provide the perfect habitat, camouflage and protection for many varieties of reef life. Other fish species like bat and surgeonfish practice protection in numbers. In the distance, they appear to be one large creature, but up close, they provide one of the great thrills of diving, to swim in and around a school of reef fish. Most Lady Elliot divers come here in search of the symbolic rulers of these waters, the mysterious manta ray. However, they do not always appear on cue. Instead, the reef tempts its visitors with a steady display of other ray species, like the spotted eagle ray or the colourful blue spotted ray. Here, a sinister-looking but harmless shovel-nosed ray lies content to feed off the ocean floor. This species is often incorrectly referred to as a shovel-nosed shark due to its large dorsal fins. Many species, like this bull ray, use the sea floor as camouflage, making divers and predators look twice before spotting them. And then, appearing out of nowhere, the manta ray arrives. It may be alone or within a large school, in search of plankton. With a wingspan of up to 7 metres, they glide through the ocean at a deceptively fast pace. Their appearance is awesome, leaving the lucky few that swim in their presence with lifetime memories. North Solitary Island is one of a chain of islands that form the Solitary Islands Marine Park, located off the north coast of New South Wales, near Coffs Harbour. It is perfectly situated between the tropical East Australian current from the north and a southerly cool current that comes up the coast. This mix of current brings a tremendous variety of marine life to the region, attracting in excess of 500 marine species to the park. The Solitary Islands are reputed to be the best location in the world to see giant anemones and their constant companions, the clownfish. They illustrate one of the more remarkable symbiotic relationships in the natural world.
Anemones are related to jellyfish and corals. They have stinging cells in their tentacles, and so other fish will keep away from them. But the anemone fish have a mucus secretion that allows them to move in and live inside the anemone, live inside the tentacles, and that provides them protection from predation from other fish.
What the anemone gets out of the bargain is food. It relies on the clownfish to lure larger predators back to its waiting tentacles. And dinner is served. The Solitary Islands are also known for two very different shark species. The grey nurse shark is a rather fierce-looking hunter that prowls these waters. But this predator is on the lookout for fish, not humans. Unfortunately, shark hunters in the past didn't understand this, and this is the reason it is now on the threatened species list. And then there's the ornate wobbegong. This nocturnal, bottom-dwelling shark is a master of camouflage and endemic to Australia. It's rare and unusual species like these sharks that will continue to be protected within this special marine park. Coming up, an underground world of wonder.
Mavis returns Monday, January 10.
At Blue Haven Pools, we like to splash out in summer.
So we've got a big announcement.
Now, Dad? Not yet. Yes, Bluey, buy a quality concrete pool now from Blue Haven and have 6 square metres of landscaping, 10 metres of safety fencing, a water saver solar cover, auto pool cleaner, and 6 months home maintenance. Plus,
Now, Dad? Not yet.
Our fixed price contract, plus up to $10,000 interest free on our easy pay, no interest ever offer.
Now, Dad? Soon, son.
All for only $18,990. Yes, $18,990 all up. Plus,
Now, Dad? Nearly.
With our huge range of spas, you get our no interest ever offer and 6 months maintenance. Now that's big.
In fact, this offer is so big, we've called it Now, Son. Okay, Dad. Our big splash offer.
Call Blue Haven Pools and Spas today about our big splash offer.
Did I do all right, Dad? Son, that was big.
We all want quick, healthier meal ideas, so try this roast chicken salad. Roast your chicken, toss together some cos, tatsoi and iceberg lettuce, cut up a fresh tomato, grate some reduced fat cheese over the top, and finally, splash with your favourite dressing. Or perhaps try this yummy, berry nice yoghurt crunch. Add some delicious berries, a dollop of low-fat yoghurt, then top with toasted honey oats. But if you don't have all these ingredients, just drop into McDonald's and we'll make it for you.
Golo's biggest ever end-of-year clearance.
There's a massive 20% off Manchester.
50% off men's shirts, shorts and board shorts.
2005 diaries and calendars, 20% off.
Plus reduced prices on hundreds of items. Only at Golo.
The Doors Plus summer sale is on again. Don't miss out on the once-a-year specials. All this and the protection of Safe Glass. Plus, we can fit, stain and deliver. For a free measure and quote, visit a Doors Plus showroom today. Doors Plus, no fuss.
She's a multiple ARIA winner with attitude and the edge.
I have a more raw rock and roll experience.
Kate Sobrano knows how to find it.
You've either got it or you don't.
The X Factor.
Soon to 10.
We've been all over this great land, from its mighty heights to its watery depths. So where else to go but underground? Situated near the Blue Mountains in New South Wales are the truly awe-inspiring and historic Jenolan Caves. These underground treasures have been on public display since the 1860s, protected and kept in pristine condition by the Jenolan Caves Reserve. Adventurers braved these limestone caverns by candle and torchlight, discovering most of the larger caves by the early 1900s. Today, 9 caves are open to the general public. They provide some insight to the geological wonders that exist beneath the Earth's surface. Mia Thurgate is one of the lucky few who get to visit these caves every day.
It's a lot easier to go backwards.
Mia, these caves are absolutely magnificent.
Yeah.
How are they formed?
Well, hundreds of millions of years ago, we would have been standing on the sea floor, and this rock the caves are in, which is limestone, is just made up of corals and broken shells and stuff like that, and it's all been compressed, and then it rose up out of the sea and it got exposed to the air. Now, when rainwater hits limestone, what can happen is if it gets mixed up with carbon dioxide, the stuff that goes when you crack open a can of soft drink, stuff, when that mixes with water and it hits limestone, it's an acid and it eats the rock away. So what's happened is the rainwater has come through all these cracks above us and slowly filtered through and eaten away the rock. And as that's happened over time, it's got bigger and bigger cracks. They start to join up and eventually you get a cave. And that's bat.
That was a bat. See that? The walls and passageways are adorned with spectacular formations, the most prominent being dripstones, better known as stalagmites and stalactites. Stalactites form from the roof downward, drops of water depositing minute rings of calcite around the formation. Stalagmites form from the floor upward in the same manner. There are many other weird and wonderful creations. The Temple of Baal is one of the more spooky caverns. Named after this strange peering figure, discoverers believed resembled a pagan idol. Hanging beside it is a perfect example of another cave decoration, a shawl.
The piece here in front of us we call the angel's wing, and I think you can figure out why.
Absolutely, yeah.
Now what happens here is that water's come through the limestone above us that makes the caves, and it's dissolved the rock, and when it comes into an open space like this in the cave, the water more or less strips off or evaporates off and leaves the rock behind, but in this new form, these crystals, and we call them calcite crystals.
Kind of like a skeleton kind of thing, is it?
Sort of, yeah. And so the way that this angel's wing is formed is because the water's run down the wall and it's built up really thin layers.
What about these like bird-like nests on the wall of the caves? But in the same material as the
They are, yep. They're made from the same material, but the difference here is that the water's come through pores in the rock and it's been squeezed out like toothpaste coming out of a tube, and it's created these features which we call helictites.
So it's really sort of like an engineering feat to put this
all the way in. I reckon
Special paths and steps have been built to make cave trekking easier, but caving can be extremely hard work. Yet, all that effort is worth it when you come upon a tremendous natural beauty like this.
Like the son I might have known, if God had granted me a son, the summers fly, one by one, how soon they fly.
Well, Boyd, I've shown you some caves that had a little bit of a spooky feeling to them. Well, and we're now in a cave that's definitely got a happy feel to it. This is the Cathedral Cave, and you can probably hear that lovely music.
Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, that's our guide, singing guide, Domino. And she comes here when she's got a break, and she loves to sing, and a lot of people actually do that because it's got such high ceilings here that the acoustics are just lovely. And behind us you can see that there's also some features that look like organ pipes in a cathedral, and that's why it's called the Cathedral. And it's quite often used for weddings too, so
really?
People love coming here. Yeah, it looks beautiful and it sounds fantastic.
This is a landscape permanently under construction, as beautiful crystal clear pools like this remind us. Known as the Pool of Reflections, this is one of the many water features that form part of the Jenolan River system. The mud bank preserves footprints from past explorers, not unlike the first footprints on the moon.
What we're looking at is basically, this is the most recent part of the cave. So all the dry cave above us is all older, a lot older, right? And there's actually cave forming right now underneath us. So what you've got to do is you've got to think of this not so much as just an underwater lake, it's part of a big river system. It's a river with a roof over its head.
Australia really is a natural wonderland, out there for the world to respect and enjoy. And you know, for every destination we've seen today, there are many more out there waiting to be explored. So what's keeping you? Spin that compass!
The southern coastline of Victoria is one of the most sensationally rugged in the world. In the middle of the 19th century,